So I've been studying art since I was a child. My dad taught me how to draw at a very young age, and I took to it very naturally and just kept doing it because I really liked it. And the more I did it, the better I got at it, and it just became such a part of me, and I decided that this is what I wanted to do, and I had to make it my career because if it wasn't my career, I wouldn't be able to devote enough time to it. In order for me to feel fulfilled, I needed it to be a big place in my life. My company is Articulate Studios. I'm listening, and I'm listening for key moments, things that kind of pop out, and those are the things I capture. And I really do believe that we learn best when we're having fun. And I think this adds a fun element to meetings or events, and that helps people retain things. My name is Jaime, and I'm a visualizer. Visualizer is somebody who translates verbal or written information into visual information.
Your pet personality. So you answered like a series of, you answered your questions about you, but you also answered 3 or 4 questions about your pet.
Communicate, engage, inspire. So I picked those 3 words as my tagline because that really is at the heart of what visual communications can do for a business or a meeting. Firstly, it's about communicating. It's about communicating better. That's why we use visual communications. It's a second language as an add-on to the verbal or the written in order to engage people better, in order to get them interested, and in order to inspire them so that when they go back to the office after a meeting, they're inspired to actually follow through on the work. Sometimes I use words and pictures, combination of both. Sometimes it's just pictures, sometimes it's just words, and I make sort of a visual map of the meeting. So when you're finished, you have this nice, colorful, visual map, basically, of everything that's been discussed. And it's not necessarily in order of, what was discussed in the meeting, but it will be organized and synthesized in a way that you can look at it and understand, like this, we talked about this here, talked about this, talked about that. And it's interesting, and it's fun, and it's colorful. And so you want to look at it, and you want to get engaged with it. Visual communication is extremely important. Number one, because a lot of your audiences are their visual learners. So if you don't communicate with them in a visual way, you're going to lose them.
Very strong.
We're simplifying languages. People are communicating solely with emojis now, which has never been done before. I know millennial friends that will have entire conversations that are just emojis. And I really think the younger generation is already comfortable communicating this way. So if you don't learn how to communicate visually, I feel you're going to be left behind. I think all different types of companies can benefit from this. It can be used for any situation where there's verbal information. We can use this to translate into visual. Business consulting, where there's a lot of idea formulation, where there's brainstorming, that's where I get really excited because there's a lot of different people talking, coming up with ideas, and I can capture all that. If there was no more markers and there was no more paper in the world, I would be very sad. It would be very challenging for me. But behind that, it's communication. I would still be able to communicate, and I would find ways to communicate with people better. I'd like to explore teaching as well, taking it into companies and teaching people how to communicate visually. I've heard people say that they have ideas that they're trying to express and they go up to the blackboard and they just don't have the tools to get it out on the whiteboard. I think I can teach people how to simplify down to simple shapes. When people say, oh, I can only draw stick figures, my answer is, great, that's great. Stick figures convey a lot. You can show a person's movement, you can show them here, you can show emotion with just a little curve of a line. So if you can draw a line and you can draw a circle, you can communicate visually. It feels fantastic when we had a successful meeting and people are really into what I'm doing, and I really see that they are more engaged because of the pictures. It's just a wonderful feeling. It makes it feel like all my hard work that's what it's for. It is my desire to connect with other people, and it is my desire to communicate clearly, and this is the way I can do that.